everybody. This is Adam Crowther here, team lead for the student experience team, and we are here for the fourth edition of the Student Life podcast. I'm lucky to announce that I'm joined here today by Iona Quinn, our Students' Union President, and Evan Hales, who is our Vice President for Student Life. So we're in a star-studded company here this morning.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, delighted to be joined by the guys, and this, I suppose, series is to introduce you guys to everything that is student life at DBS. So it'll be kind of a variety show, covering a variety of topics, a variety of guests, talking about a variety of things, and yeah, I'm sure it's going to be very enjoyable for you guys to listen to, because I know we're going to have a lot of fun recording it, hopefully.
A lot of crack.
So I suppose we'll catch up with the guys, and as I said, there'll be lots of different talks happening in the coming weeks, so I'm looking forward to hearing you guys.
They'll get sick of us by the end of it.
I'm sick of you guys already.
Oh my god.
But no, look, so I suppose today's episode is called Meet the Students' Union, and as I said, delighted to be joined by two of the guys from the leadership team, and we're going to, I suppose, unpack what the Students' Union team are about, give me information on what you guys can expect this year, and we'll basically take it from there. I'm sure there'll be lots of weird discussions and whatnot, but hopefully you guys will get a flavour of what you can expect this year at DBS, and start getting excited for everything that will be planned for you guys. So I'll start with you, Iona.
Hey guys.
So I suppose an introduction to yourself maybe, and I suppose who you are and maybe what you study, so just maybe broadly.
So, hey guys, I'm Iona, your SU president.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
This is Iona's chance. She's been waiting for this now.
Yeah.
This is her YouTube introduction.
This is my time.
Like and subscribe, yeah?
Yeah.
What was I? Oh yeah, I'm a third year psychology student, so final year.
Oh.
And
Are you nervous about being a final year student? Is it like...
it hasn't quite hit right now.
Okay.
But come back in 3 weeks and I'll probably won't be saying the same thing.
Oh Lord.
But
and,
no, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Evan, over to you.
Oh yeah. My name's Evan, and I'm a final year student as well, and I'm in my final year of business.
Final year business.
Business, yeah, all serious.
Okay, yeah.
No, so I'm enjoying it though, and to be fair, I don't know what to make of it, because it's only hasn't quite hit yet like Iona, but to be fair, looking forward to the year ahead. A lot of good things planned, so yeah, excited.
Okay.
Exciting times ahead.
And Iona, you're originally from France, is that right?
Yes, I'm actually half French, half Irish.
Half Irish,
Yes,
half
it's
French.
very important, okay?
Which would you lean more towards?
That's a really...
Flip a
of
coin
all
there.
the Irish students here and all the French students, we've got lots of both. So
No, it's like 50-50, don't pick.
there's never there's
It depends, like if it's rugby, for example, it'll always be Ireland. If it's football, it'll always be France.
And if it's rounders in Bundoran with a few cans in the hand, which
probably the winning team.
I feel you're more Irish than French. Like, I'm surprised that you are half French. Like,
Let's be real. Would you pick a chicken fillet roll or a croissant?
A croissant.
You see, yeah, I suppose ebbs and flow. You really show Irishness, and then you show a lot of Frenchness. So it's
Man, I don't fit anywhere. Okay. I'm too Irish for the French. I'm too French for the Irish.
And nobody wants to take ownership of you. So okay, well I'm starting to a lot's starting to unfold here.
International water is just
superb.
Yeah, okay. So Evan, you're Irish man, obviously, but you're from Mullingar.
Yeah, gotta represent. So I'm from Mullingar, and back in
that's
Dublin.
Nearly a nationality in itself
It
as
is,
well. So
yeah. There's a lot of famous faces, especially in DBS past years gone by. So
and who else is famous from Mullingar? Niall Horan,
of course,
One Direction. A lot of our younger followers now maybe would know who he is.
Yeah.
Anyone else famous?
James Burke.
James Burke. James Burke, for anyone who doesn't know, was our former SU president in DBS. He was a Mullingar man as well. So okay. Okay, so I suppose I'll start with you, Iona. Tell us a bit about your role. You're obviously Students' Union President. So what can the guys, our listeners, expect from your role this year?
So as the SU president, I'm gonna have to manage and organize my team, which is a big team. I think we have 25 in our team. So my role is pretty much to be the students' voice. So like I'm the link between the students and the lecturers and really all staff of DBS. So that's pretty interesting and cool. Every month we're all gonna have a student council, which is the place where we're gonna get feedback back from you guys and your class reps, and we get to tell it on to actual staff. So yeah, and then I'm here to try and make your college experience the best possible.
And I think the guys are in a very fortunate position that someone like yourself, obviously I know you play sports as well, you play rugby and I think everything else you play and you're very creative musical as well.
I win at everything.
Yeah, you try.
No, I win at everything.
But there's also the student life part, but you've also got the academic piece, which is really important. So I suppose the whole representation, student voice is going to be massive for you, and to make sure students are having a good learning experience as well as a fun experience. So yeah, they can count on, I suppose, contact you for. I'm sure they'll be seeing you during the the
year. They'll be getting sick of me I'm going to be everywhere.
Yeah, well, I'm here the last 5 minutes and I'm already kind of getting there. But and I suppose definitely Iona's going to be looking after the student voice in terms of academic representation, the learning experience, etc. But I suppose, Evan, then your role in student life is obviously what it says in the tin. It's everything.
Yeah, so I would be VP for student life this year, and obviously student life is very broad. It's your life in the college. So I would look after general things like your events for this year, a lot of your clubs and societies and things that you can do extracurricular to not just inside the classroom but also outside, and kind of help make the most of your experience, and I'll give opportunities to kind of meet new people and make lifelong friends. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Yeah,
and that's going to be massive this year for any student coming from Ireland or abroad, to have that. So you're with two powerhouses here today. As I said, we've got our student union president and our VP for student life. Okay, so I'll go with you first. I'll go with Evan first on this one. So 2 big things that students can expect to see from your team this year. Just 2.
Just 2. I mean,
just 2. Unfortunately,
got a fair amount planned, but I think you can't go say student life without mentioning Bundoran. I think that is the.
So where is Bundoran for anyone who doesn't have a map?
So anyone who doesn't know a map or doesn't know Ireland just yet, Bundoran is located in lovely County Donegal up in the north of Ireland, and it has the best beaches, great coffee shops, and major sausage rolls.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, lads,
sausage rolls.
Listen, I don't know what you did.
How did you verify that? Like, I don't. So there you go. Any sausage roll lovers or coffee lovers, you know where to go. So
there's also good surfing, guys.
I was about to say, like, you mentioned
we're going for the surfing.
It's a surf weekend now that you guys do, no?
Yeah. It's all about downtime too,
Okay.
No.
Well, look, big spoon, little spoon, whatever it is, it's good to hear. Okay, so Bundoran, and not to be missed, and I think Bundoran is happening during week 3 of this academic year. If anyone is interested, you can sign up with the student experience team, which you will meet during inductions, but they're located on the 4th floor in Castle House. And the Bundoran weekend, we'll probably talk a little bit more about that a bit in a bit. But and what else is a big thing for the guys to look forward to from your team?
Well, I think looking at the short term anyway, we're really looking forward to Freshers Week. We've got a lot planned for it, and in particular Freshers Night looks pretty good on paper so far. It's going to be the first time for a lot of students being in the college, as well as a lot of second years who maybe might not have had a first year last year. So a lot of people returning to college who haven't maybe been to the college, seen a lot of friends. So this would be a great opportunity to kind of welcome back students and make them feel welcome at DVS, and really looking forward to it.
Excellent. Yeah, and I suppose obviously there will be some restrictions in place based from the Government of Ireland during Freshers Week. So a lot of our events will be meetup events outdoors in safe environments, so people can socialise and have a good time in, I suppose, a safe and controlled way. So, and I suppose from your side then, Iona, what two things can they expect from your role this year?
From my role, a lot. No, nothing at all.
Probably not
just,
too much.
I'm just gonna sit around and do nothing. Just act like I'm doing something. It works now. It has worked so far.
You've done it the last 2 years anyway, so yeah.
No. What? Well, I'm gonna be managing this team, so I'm gonna be helping with different things, and I know the well-being team is gonna be talking about loads of like topical subjects and doing talks on those and workshops, which I think is going to be really, really cool. They were really nice last year. And then the education team is also going to be doing workshops on, I think they're going to focus a bit on careers as well, and what you do after when you want to do your masters or your CVs and stuff, and like managing stress. So I feel as though all of those workshops will be really, really interesting.
No, I think that's a good point as well. So apart from, I know Evan, you spoke about the student life side of things, really, really important while you're in college, but there's also the development piece as well. And I think that's a huge part for anyone coming here, that there's such a career focus, and I think to get those additional workshops really counts towards your overall employability. So we would strongly recommend students to get involved with them. I suppose my next question is, for students maybe listening in here today, what do you think students are going to be most concerned about coming towards DBS this year? We've been online for the last 18, 19 months. What do you think the concerns of students are going to be?
I'd say probably how safe campus is, maybe, but also something I think is maybe less obvious, but the going back and having to socialize and be close to people, I think is going to be a bit weird at the start, and so we sort of have to facilitate that with events and stuff, and just going back to in-person classes. We've all been used to just switching on our computers and half listening to classes, and now going back. Well, I'm personally really excited about going back in person, but yeah, I think that would be it.
That's a good point. And what about yourself?
I think probably likewise. It's been a long time since people have kind of been out socializing normally, so I think everyone's at different levels, so it'll be very different to kind of be mindful of those in the corridor. Some people might want to give you a high five or whatever, and some others want to kind of keep your distance. So just be mindful of others, and everyone's at different levels. But I think luckily the college is in great hands. It's really safe place in my opinion. They're really good with the kind of COVID guidelines, and I always felt safe when I was walking around the building. So it's something to be mindful of, that you're in a safe place, but just be mindful that some others might have different different feelings about it and at different levels. So but eventually we'll get there, and I think everyone will be more or less on the same page down the line.
And another question, obviously the government's guidelines now are moving to I suppose a state of personal responsibility, and I suppose for maybe students who are listening in now, what's your message of what is personal responsibility in your eyes? So
well, in our time anyway, for personal responsibility is probably, like Evan said, like taking into account what other people's feelings, if that makes sense. So like wear your mask and keep your distance, and like if people are a bit weird about you coming close or stuff like that, keep that in mind, and don't of course.
I think it's a lot of common sense. Like I think if you see you're in an environment where maybe there's a lot of people around and you might not feel safe, just be mindful of that, and kind of take it on yourself to be responsible for your own health, and whether it's keeping your sanitized, wearing a mask, just be mindful of the situation that you're in and stay safe. You want to kind of remain happy and healthy, so just look out for yourself.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big thing, I suppose, for the Students' Union to drive this year. Will be the personal responsibility piece, and I suppose since we're talking about personal responsibility, there's a lot in that, I guess. But in terms of academic personal responsibility as well, like what do you think like responsibility students have to their studies. You know, if it's cameras on and mics on, and you know, not just being a passenger in a class. And I know we launched becoming an active learner campaign during the summer, but I suppose personal responsibility to their studies. Have you any advice for students around that, or any insights to what you've maybe observed over the last couple of weeks, months?
I think it's simple as, you know, like, be mindful your lecturer is there to kind of teach class. She doesn't want to see it, or he or she does not want to see 50 blank screens. You know, turn on your camera, be active, be present. You know, if you turn off your camera most of the time, I think you kind of fall into the trap of maybe not paying attention, or maybe picking up your phone when you see a notification. So just be present. You know, you're at the end of the day, you're here to kind of better yourself. So make the most of it, and, you know, help those in your class as well. And I'm sure by simple things such as turn on your camera might encourage others to do it as well. And the lecturer, I know, will appreciate it a lot. So
yeah, I think that's an important point. I think put yourself in the lecturer's shoes. Like, we've done events like last year, where people would not put on their cameras, and it felt really weird because you don't know if people are listening, if they're just sitting around. And in class, I know as well, like, if somebody wants to switch on their camera and you're the only one, you feel very weird. But, like, if we're all putting it together, like, you feel like you're in a class, you can talk, the chat is way more active. So, yeah, I think that's a big thing. If you're staying online, you should really keep on your camera and stay active during your class. Otherwise, there's no real point.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. And even if it's not just for your lecturer or for you, it's for the others in the class. I think
100%.
we spoke about this whole environment of psychological safety. Everyone feels like it's a fair and equal environment when, you know, people have their cameras on and so on. I suppose, coming back to your own roles, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for you as the VP for a student life, for you as the president of the Students' Union this year?
Oh, cricket.
We'll go with you, Iona.
My biggest challenge is going to have to manage 25 people, which is a big team, but also having to take into account that we're all going back to sort of normality, and people will have different life rhythms. Does that make sense? I don't know. So I'll have to take that in account. And then, well, having to juggle that and, like, my studies as well, which is being in the last year and having to do a thesis and stuff.
Yeah, only a small factor. Yeah,
just need a little bit.
For last.
Yeah.
Great.
Nothing to worry about.
Not stressing.
Yeah.
Remember the first question you said, how you feel? I'm starting to feel kind of stressed now. We're talking about thesis.
I'm giving you an anxiety. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Yeah, no. Well, look, good job. You have all these life skills workshops, you know, that you can learn from, and
stress management.
You'll be able to
great. Super.
not freak out, hopefully. And what about yourself, Evan?
I think it's going to be a big challenge. Just as Iona said, kind of back into the swing of things. As well as that, a lot of people might feel a bit disengaged in the last year, and maybe not feel as connected to the college as they usually would being in person. So I think bringing a lot of people back and kind of creating that college campus feeling, and I think it should be there with kind of the new people coming in, especially a lot of people keen to kind of get back to it, but just kind of creating that campus feeling again. And likewise, I'm in my final year too, so I'm not escaping it either.
It's good to see. It's good to see. But it's timely that the city is slowly not slowly, but it's really probably quite speedily opening up now, which is great.
We're fortunate enough, like, DBS is bang smack in the centre of Dublin, so we're so fortunate to have a campus in city centre and have so much freedom to kind of explore the city and do a lot of things. And yeah, it's great to have that asset.
And I suppose just back to that again, and my next question then is, what do you think the next couple of weeks are going to be like for students studying in the city centre?
I think it's going to be a lot. You know, it's going to be a lot all at once for people. So just take in their information, but as well as that, kind of be safe. You know, you're in a new city for a lot of people, or if they're moving up. But just kind of be mindful of your area, and I think make the most of it. It's your first few weeks. It's probably a new environment for most, or at least will feel like a new environment being back to college. So get involved. There's a lot of people in your shoes. So like even a simple hello to someone beside you will make a world of difference. And getting involved in those events and even clubs and societies and finding people with like-minded interests to you, it really will pay dividends.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to agree. I also sort of forgot the question.
I was about to say, I don't even know what the question was. But no, I suppose back to like, what do you think Dublin is going to be like for a student over the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot. I think because everyone is going back. All the students are coming back to Dublin.
But October 22nd now is the not reopen day, but that's when there used to be significant changes to restrictions and so on. So the students start the 20th of September or even before then. So
I think it's probably, we're going to have quite a few events, and I think students will want to go to those. I think having to go back to a normal life sort of, and go back to your in-person classes and go and try to go to all of the events. I think it might be a lot, so pace yourself.
Yeah.
But do go to everything.
Yeah. Everyone can't go to everything now.
Challenge accepted.
And I suppose, what advice would, Evan alluded to a little bit in terms of going into everything, but what advice would you give someone maybe starting?
I would say get involved as much as you can. I personally, my first year, didn't do many events and didn't really get involved too much, and I kind of regret it. So if you're able to go to the meetups and do the events, but really do also join clubs and societies. Like just join one club or one society. It makes a big difference. I wouldn't have known Evan if we didn't do the music society. So and I did 18 years of ballet before, and I come to uni, I'm doing rugby, so my mum's having a heart attack, but
all of our money gone out the window. It's like, wanted this elegant kind of dance, and next while you're kind of mucking it in the
it comes in handy sometimes, so just saying.
You just slippers for the boots.
You can just pirouette around someone okay. Okay, so little trip down memory lane now. What was your best memory of the Zoom class environment last year? So now hopefully that's all behind it now, and it's put away in a time capsule. But what was your best memory of the last, say, year on? It can be Zoom, it can be an event, it can be class time, or.
My best memory for class time, it's not one memory because it happened every week, but I had a class with John Hyland. And he would always start his class blaring some good music like Aretha Franklin or like Simone. It was so cool. I loved going to his classes.
So it was like a kind of psych you up kind of thing.
Yeah, and you would arrive and he was bopping to it, waiting for everyone to arrive. It was so cool.
I actually really like that because, I obviously go to Zoom meetings quite frequently, and particularly bigger meetings. There's always this awkward 4 or 5 minutes at the start where people are kind of looking, and it's you need that. I like that. I like that.
It was really cool.
That should be on every Zoom when you come in.
Yeah, and it was the
with
first...
just George Michael, nothing else. Just George Michael's greatest. Whatever you want. Nothing else.
Nice.
Yeah, no, really
now
cool.
people switching off.
Excuse me. For anyone tuning in, it does like George Michael.
Tonight
Evan has just dissed him live on air. But anyway, so what about you? What's been the best Zoom moment, or any that sticks out?
I think our
good,
events
bad,
last
or
year
indifferent?
were just crazy. All you have to do is look at the bingo loco that we did last year online. Now, I don't know how we managed to do a bingo loco online, but we did. But
so many events, I don't know how we did them online. Looking back, very cool.
It's happened so quick, didn't it? The bingo loco. That's maybe it'll be in person bingo loco maybe after later in the semester. So maybe we can look forward to that. But thankfully, strictly just Zoom is a distant memory now, but we'll probably learned a lot maybe from that experience.
I think so.
And so on.
And it was helpful to those who needed it, and especially when we were stuck in at our house for so long, that it did provide a little bit of an escape. But thankfully now, I think we can safely say most of that is behind us.
And I suppose for anyone who maybe is curious, it'll be a hybrid environment for most of the students in DBS. So what that means is you'll be learning online and in person, and you can have the option of both. And some days you'll be, learning in class, and then after, you might have another class and you might do that remotely. But taking that into consideration, what advice would you offer maybe students who are coming into a hybrid environment? How you guys were maybe a bit about last year. How do you cope in them? Like, is there any hacks to succeed in a hybrid environment?
Oh my God, no pressure.
And that worked for you, kind of, maybe just...
I don't know if there's any hacks.
I think just like when you're in class, make the most of it. Like you're quite fortunate to be in class, because some people maybe don't have that privilege to kind of be able to come to the college. So when you're there, make the most of it. And whether it's kind of saying hello to your peers and your classmates, or even just like getting that time with the lecturer, or if they're present. And just it's a fortunate position to be in, that we're back in college. So make the most of the time that you're there. And when you're online, as we were saying earlier, just be an active learner. Like it's easier said than done, but it really does help a lot, even with your own learning. Just being switched on in general, and maybe it might be a good habit for people to pick up on for the new year, and new year, new me, all that kind of vibe.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good show, and obviously have your environment maybe set up as well, and that's important.
If you're online, make sure to have your own, like, your workspace environment. I feel that that's something a lot of us did wrong last year.
Yeah.
Really set up a space and have your chair that's not your bed. And
a dedicated space really does help. Like if you just that separation between relaxing and work, and just really helps you just switch off once your class is over with. And
and I suppose maybe to counter that as well, people who are in the class, be mindful of the people who aren't there as well. Like, I know we done the Students' Union training recently, and sometimes something just happens locally and everyone is maybe focusing on it, and the people who are remote don't know what the hell is going on, because there's only it's only two cameras basically in the class. But that can be frustrating at home when you're missing out. So maybe, I suppose, be mindful of being inclusive to the learners remotely.
It's very cool Zoom rooms that we've got, and we get to see the people who are at home. But keep in mind that they're at home. So if somebody's laughing in the crowd and we don't say why people are laughing, nobody at home will know. And it's very weird.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, my kind of last question before we move on to quickfire. What change do you hope to see this year?
Well, obviously, going back to a sort of normality. I keep saying it, but I'm really excited. But also from like the student maybe council point of view, getting you guys' feedback and actually making changes from the feedback we receive, and also being able to tell you the changes that we've hopefully made. So that'll be a big thing this year for myself anyway.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think big time for change. Like, it's going to be a huge change this year. It's completely different to maybe what we had last year. So it's a big change. I'm looking forward to the way we're running events this year by the looks of things. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's a lot of new opportunities for people. And, it's a fresh chance for people, to meet new people in your area, I suppose. And I said people like 3 times there.
Getting tired.
Yeah. It's very warm in this room, just so people know.
No air conditioning.
We had to turn the aircon off because of it'll interfere with the mic, and it's very warm.
But look, it is a great chance for get to know new people again.
And for
but make new friends and make the most of your time here in Dublin and in Dublin Business School.
Excellent. So moves on to our last part, the quick fire round, and I kind of want to say quick fire round, where like your kind of voice gets animated and like there's like
quick fire round.
There you go. That's it.
You're all welcome.
The budget is low, lads.
Yeah,
it's desperate.
So I'm going to ask you questions. You've only got one sentence, and you have to stop. You can't over-explain, which is going to be hard for you, Iona.
What do you mean? He's been blabbing all.
Mr. Waffler, right?
I want to joke. Okay, so one sentence, that's it.
Okay.
So, start with you, Evan.
Okay.
What's your favourite thing about being the SUVP?
Power.
No. You've one sentence, not just one word, you've one sentence.
It's going to sound really deep, but opportunity.
Okay.
Oh, he's really going with that
Yeah,
one word
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
You just got so many opportunities to meet new people and get
It's quickfire. I'm sorry. It's quickfire.
Sorry, pal. Back in my box.
Where was the question?
What's your favorite thing about being the SU president?
Dictatorship. No, I'm kidding. No. Getting to meet new people and so still a sentence and
That's it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you
it.
getting to meet new people. You're
New
done.
people. Cool.
Jesus, you don't really get this quickfire thing at all, guys.
No.
Okay, so what would be the most exciting themed week in the calendar this year?
Oh, I think Freshers Week.
Freshers Week.
A
Iona.
lot of things.
I was gonna say Freshers Week, but he said Freshers Week, so I'm gonna say Health and Activity Week.
Health and Activity Week.
Yeah.
Okay, why? Very quick.
Because there's gonna be loads of healthy and activity things going on.
That sounds exciting.
You heard it here first,
That's all.
guys.
Nothing.
You're really selling
Was it
to
not
us
Homer
here.
Simpson who said you don't win friends with salad? Is that right? So,
Yeah.
I can't see.
I didn't talk about
If
salad.
you're handing out free pizza or you're handing out free courgettes,
Cucumber.
I know
A
what's going on.
courgette. You get a courgette. You get a
Off you go.
courgette.
Right, back to quickfire. Sorry.
Mhm.
What's your favourite module and why?
Sales. And why?
Quick.
I love talking to people, and that's I get to chat to different people, and yeah, it helps if I have something to actually chat about. So sales.
Mine is probably biopsychology.
Why?
I don't know. I find it interesting, the whole chemicals of the brain.
Okay. First memory of DBS?
DJ LOK in the
DJ
calendar.
The first memory of DBS is the scavenger hunt
This-
that we did in inductions. I love those. They were really fun.
And they're back this year again, so we'd love to see you guys involved in
Yeah,
that.
great crack.
Best place to eat around the city?
Oh, you can't beat Boojum downstairs.
Boojum. So that's like a
Chicken
burrito bowl
Boojum.
kind of place, yeah?
That's it.
And
I like Asian food, so like the xian. Oh man, I butchered that one.
The one,
oh,
the
yeah.
one by Grafton Street.
that one.
Yeah.
Or there's a Korean one in front of the German Center.
So if you go into
Just-
Google Maps,
just
just
ask
type
me
the
when you
Korean
meet me.
one by
the Korean
Jervis.
one, yeah. Very specific.
It's in the shop. It's really good.
Okay. Well, you'll get all this information during inductions, but okay. Right. What best place to get a point around Dublin?
We've been through this. I don't know. I don't know where to go.
I always enjoyed Ryan's when I was open, but I think that was just because it was close to Harcourt Street. And for those of you who don't know, Harcourt Street was always famous for all of Dublin's nightclubs and the likes. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed Ryan's, but I think the Globe is always a good shout for
Oh,
DBS
actually,
too.
what is that one that's really dark with the red candles?
PMAX.
Oh, I like that one.
PMAX. Yeah.
PMAX, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
just like the bags of crisps.
Two questions left. What is your coffee order when you go for one?
Chai latte with coconut milk.
God.
Oh, he rolled his eyes just so
Oh
everyone
my
knows.
God. Evan,
Americano.
just Americano.
Black.
Okay.
Straight.
Okay. I was in a coffee shop before and someone ordered a diet Americano. I thought it was a
it's
joke.
Oh,
already,
it's like
it's
diet
already
milk?
a diet.
It's low fat milk.
It
probably.
couldn't be because there's
It's
it's not
zero-
Americano then.
0
Oh.
calories, pal.
So,
Decaf milk.
very strange, but that is people. Last question.
Last time.
2 non-negotiables for a student at DBS for this year.
Ooh.
So things they have to do.
Okay.
And it could be life, studying, personal, whatever. Non-negotiables, like they have to do.
Okay.
I think you have to go to Bundoran.
Yeah, I was gonna say
If,
that
if you don't go with DBS, you just have to see it.
Okay.
We're looking at, obviously it always sells out quick, so look out for your tickets. But it is probably one of the best memories you'll get in DBS.
And one more.
And cameras on.
Cameras on. There we go.
Cameras on at Bundoran.
Okay, that sounds a bit creepy. But anyway, so thank you very much, guys. It was an absolute treat to talk with you. Really enjoyed you guys
Thank
imparting your wisdom onto our
Debatable.
I'm not sure
Current
if too much
students-
someone said that.
yeah, well, I'm sure they maybe learned something, whether it be good or bad.
Yeah.
But as I said, a lot to look forward to for the semester ahead. We're delighted for the reopening of the campus and the return to the city for everyone. Looking forward to getting you guys was involved in everything that we do.
Yeah.
And you've got two great leaders here in Evan and Iona, who will be there from the start of semester with the new students and to meet the returning students. And we've returning students who are first time on campus as well. So there's a lot going on. So looking forward to meeting you all. So I suppose that's it. We'll be back probably the next week with another episode of the Student Life podcast. So thanks for tuning in, and we hope you've enjoyed it. So Evan and Iona, thanks very much for your time. And
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.